Good morning, traders. How are we doing? I'm T. Welcome to Alpha Zones. Looking forward to a successful day on the trades. How is everyone? Are we good? Anything in the way of news today? Nothing? Really? Nothing at all? Okay. Right, so let's have a little look at where we are on the charts. So I'm on the Nasdaq. I'm on 1 minute time frame. And we have our 1 hour alpha zone and our previous 1 hour alpha zone. And this is our Q zone. And we have currently come above our Q at the open, down. A little bit of uncertainty on the Q. Failed to take the high of the previous hour. And then we've dropped below the 1 hour and the Q. Right, so it's in. Yep, if we put it in our normal Discord as well. No, there we go. Every time I do that, I type it in and then forget to press enter, and then everyone wonders why the hell it's not in the Discord. It's always me. So our traffic lights are green at the minute, and our alpha zones are bullish. So let's just mark out what we're looking for. We're looking for our 1 hour alpha zone to be above, below previous hour. We're looking for 2 traffic lights to align. And we're looking for an entry signal. So that's what we're looking for. Now, are we going to take other things into account? Yes, we are. But there are basics. Are there other reasons to stay out of a trade? Yes, there are. But these are our basics. We need a good standing. What do we start with? So we've got our 1 hour alpha zone. There's our previous 1 hour alpha zone and our current 1 hour alpha zone. And we have light of day, as I would say, in between the two. So that means our 1 hour alpha zones have gone bullish. If you watch the trend, let's have a look. What's the trend as it comes up? Look at this pullback. It looks like a slowing. You can see by the alpha zones. Down, up, 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 up. Across. And then you get that big push down. I'm assuming this was something to do with Trump's speech last night of some sort. Alpha zones are coming down. This could cause a problem. Let's just be clear. So we need to be a little bit wary about this low here. How are we all anyway? Who've we got watching today? Drop your names in the chat. Let's get some shout outs. going to turn my cue off because I can see it anyway with my hour. Just clean this bad boy up a little bit. It's failing to get below here. Now we did have a buy signal. Yeah. Swing low. 1R, 1.5R, which I haven't caught because I was getting set up to speak to you guys. However, that's still in if you're taking that trade. Previous two, you wouldn't have took. You're sideways, straight across. No correlation in the alpha zones. So what have we got around us then? What's our draw on price today? Have a little look at our hourlies. Okay. So we're still bullish. Haven't took yesterday yet, but and as expected. What an awful week. That's just horrendous, isn't it? Absolute indecision every day since last Wednesday. So hopefully, a little bit of bullishness. So we'll come back above our 1 hour alpha zone. We have had a break candle, so we could get another buy. Our traffic lights are green. Our alpha zones are green, i.e. they are following on bullish. Yeah, trending bullish. How many trades do you open per day? Who the heck is Tony? How many trades do you open a day? Well, if I'm being honest, if you're talking about how many I recommend, then it depends when you're trading. How many do I personally? Well, it depends when I'm trading. I unfortunately, my trading time is when I can get it in. So I'll do it on the lives. If I can get a trade or two on the lives, I'll take 2, and then I'll be done for the day. If I'm trading for risk management, well, every trade is different. So I can't say I base it on X or I base it on Y because it would depend. Depends on whether I took an A+ setup, whether I haven't. Depends on time of day. Depends on current price action. Depends whether we're on a news day. So we have, at the moment, we've got our traffic lights are green. Where's my thing gone? Did I type it and remove it? There it is. Just pin it at the top. No, pin it at the bottom. It's easier. So we're looking for our 1 hour alpha zone trend to be bullish, which it is. You can see clear light of day between the alpha zones. We've got 2 green trend traffic light, 2 green big money traffic lights, and we're just waiting on a bullish buy signal. That's what's doing me head in. Bring to the front. There we go. So we can get a buy signal here. It is a positive that it's failed to get below the hourly in the queue here. Prince of Peace. I'm assuming that is. This is Nasdaq. This is 1 minute time frame. You're currently shorting Ethereum. To be fair, mate, I don't trade crypto. You can trade crypto on it. Zoo does, but I don't. That is absolutely concerning. Risk management is not adaptability based on volume. You haven't told me about the way you cut your losses. It's not concerning, mate. You don't need to worry about what I'm doing if you don't want to. I risk the same amount each trade, depending on what pair I'm on. Yeah, but it's not mechanical, so I do aim for 1R, but I will also, I'm looking for longer trades. If I've got a reason for price to go somewhere, I'm looking for levels to be hit. If I've got Asia high here, for example, just as an example, I may take half off and let it run. I may go BE at 1R and then let it go up to Asia high if I feel that that's where price is going. Still no buy signal though. See, Mark's having a good time on oil in the Discord as well, which is great. No, I just go one tick below the swing low. If I'm trading the 1R strategy, if I'm trading base hits, then I go below the low of the candle. But at the moment, I'm trading the 1R strategy. That's what I'm trying to showcase. Thanks for subscribing, buddy. Appreciate it. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys, if you do. If you don't, switch over. So we've taken the current high of the hour. Obviously, bonus if we take the high of the previous hour as well. course, buddy. I'm happy to answer your questions. That's what I'm here for. I'm live for a reason. I'm not doing it for the good of my health. So I'm happy to answer, mate. A little bit of a pullback. See if we're going to tap back onto our 1 hour alpha zone. Can always be a little bit uncertain at the open of the queue. This is what we're getting. Be a little bit careful with that. Has failed to take that high again. Nothing more bearish than a failed high. Do I have a game plan? Yes, mate. I built the indicators. So most of my game plan is built within them. So I've got a strategy, is what we've just been talking about, but a lot of my confluences are built within the indicators for a reason. So that I don't have to overanalyze. Not the nicest price action at the minute. So to bide our time. In fairness, this signal obviously was a bit early for me, but it's still in. We get a little bit of a break up. I would like a buy signal with everything else aligning. The only thing, the reason I would look at a little bit more favorably is our swing lows now up here, and I wouldn't want to come below our alpha zone anyway. So we've had a breakdown. We can get a break back above here and buy signal around here for volume to push it through to break that high. That would give me the confidence to take the trade. When do you know when not to execute a trade, even if it looks perfect? I don't really understand your question. If it's perfect, I'll take the trade. If there's factors that make it not perfect, but it's still a good trade, then I'll obviously take that into consideration. But When do you know not when to take a trade, even if it looks perfect? I'm intrigued. It's a fair question. Just intrigued. Do I adapt size? I'm looking for a minimum 1-to-1 trades, man. Do I adapt my size based on what? Yeah, I will. If it's not an A+ setup, I'm just looking to take a trade. I am liable sometimes to be pushing it a little bit because I'm on the live and I'm trying to showcase. So I have been prone to that, I have to admit, where I've not took a completely ideal setup because we're sat here for 2 hours and trying to showcase taking a trade. But we're all human. Okay, so that's tap back into our 1 hour alpha zone. We're getting a push back up. We needed to break above here. Really would like this to have broken this before we get the buy signal though. There's a lot of things get lost in translation and text, mate, so I'm doing my best to answer your questions. Do I completely understand your motive? No, I do not. Come on, Nasdaq. Let's get this a little bit more definitive. No, I didn't mean motive in a negative way, mate. I just meant what your thought process was, wasn't it? Wasn't a dig. So the basics, it's a good question. Favorable news and welcome. Thanks for asking the question. We had some really good questions today. What if aliens like mushrooms has been asking lots, which is great. Can you explain what you are doing to a layman, please? I know it's a complex thing overall. Well, it depends what your knowledge of trading is at all, but what I'm doing is I'm using 1 hour alpha zones to judge trend. And the alpha zones are pitted each hour. Here we go. And there's the next one. And then in 3 minutes, we will get another 1 hour alpha zone, which, as it stands right now, looks as like it will open bullish again. So that gives me a sort of indication of what direction I'm looking to trade in, or if I'm looking to stay out of a trade. So if I'm getting sideways action like this, I'm looking to stay out of it because there is no indication on the alpha zones, bullish or bearish. So I'm literally looking for, okay, so I've had an alpha zone here. I've got an alpha zone here, 1 hour ones. With alpha zones, you can have more. So I'll just muddy up the chart a little bit for a second, but there's our 4 hour alpha zone. So right now, our 4 hour alpha zone, our previous one, previous one was here, and there's our new 4 hour alpha zone. So we are 3 hours into that, but it opened bearish. So we're bearish trend on the 4 hour alpha zone. We are internally bullish on the 1 hour because we've gone bearish, 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 indecision, sideways, and then bullish. So we are bullish on the 1 hour alpha zones. So that's one of the don't want to turn that off. Same goes if you've got your daily on. Got our daily down here, so we're bullish on our daily. We're now our previous day. I've only got the 1 day on. Yeah, so we're currently bullish on the daily. Our 4 hour alpha zones have trended down, but we are bearish on the 1 hour. So I'm using the 1 hour to give me that indication of taking a trade, and I'm looking for my traffic lights to align. That's the simplicity part of it. Obviously, there are other factors I take into account. Like, we also have the Q zone and the 1 hour alpha zone. I don't like trading into. So if we were taking shorts, I wouldn't want to take a short directly into a Q because it very often rejects. Karthik, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. I'll tell you what I will do. And we'll pop a link. If anyone, there is tons of material on our YouTube channel. If anyone wants to learn, you can. I'll pop a link in the chat. I am using some paid indicators, our Max Argo Premium indicators, which some of you might be interested in, some of you might not, but there you go. It's popped in the chat, and I'll pin that there for you. I'm not going to sit here pitching. However, if you want to have a look at what I'm using, then they are there for you to have a look at. There is a code on there. Use code T-Bone and that'll get you 40% off. Other than that, just enjoy the show. So, to answer your questions, only 0.5%. Only risk 0.5%, mate. Thanks for subscribing. Let's see. Okay, so we've had our new 1 hour alpha zone open bullish. So I'm going to turn the Q off. Let's just pop this up here. So we were sideways, then we've gone bullish, and now we're bullish again. So our 1 hour alpha zone trend is bullish. These areas are our trade setup. So you can see somebody's just asked, do I use only buy signal or golden candles can be your entry too? Golden candle can be my entry too. I like the golden candles with the big money indicator. Music's driving me nuts. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Now is this yellow or gaps? No, these aren't gaps. These, if you talk about these yellow areas, they're purely trade setup. So you'll see we've had a golden candle. There's our swing low. That's half an R, 1R, 1.5R. If you're looking to take that trade. These are sort of breaks in structure. When we get pushed down, we get put in a new low, break the high, put in a break candle. Yeah, so the gold and the white are the same. Just pending structure, we just think that the gold, with the right entry, got to travel further for bigger R trades, pending your other confluences. But they are break candles. You will see putting a high here. And then the lower the candle is broken on the high, and it gets a break candle. So you put in a high, it closes below that candle, it's the current high, it's a break candle down. So that's what they are. Do we take into account the VIG? Are you referring to commissions? VIG, where I'm from, is like you cut the commission cut. Maybe lost in translation, I don't know. So we've gone bearish on our 1 hour. And as I said, the concern was we've consistently failed to take this high. But if we're going to get a bullish hour, we will put the low in the first. We've got 70% of the time we'll put the low in the first 19 minutes. Let's have a little look at our big money indicator to give us some understanding of where we are in price. Yeah, there's not a lot of that though on futures, mate. So we are getting a sell signal, but I am only looking for longs. Our alpha zones are bullish and our traffic lights are green. Not a terminology I've heard of that before. Learn something new every day. Yeah, we are in the middle of the queue. No, Chandra, this is Nasdaq, 1 minute time frame. And no, I'm not taking a short into this. Not a chance. Might well play off, but this is our QQQ, and we will often find, statistically, like it does here, that it will reject out the queue. So it's too much of a high risk trade for me. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys. I appreciate all the questions. It's nice to actually have some chat rather than me just talking to myself. So Before we get into big money, let me just turn off our 4 hour. But you'll see the open of the queue, which happened 67 minutes ago. This is our Q zone, which will be an important zone for the day and for the coming days. Only just coming on 3 years, mate. Yep, relatively new in the industry in that sense. Spent a lot of my time testing and building. Hence the reason we built Max Argo Alpha Zones, Golden Candle. Where are we all based? Where are we trading from? I do have a maximum risk for the day on my accounts, yes. Have I ever faced 6-7 consecutive losses? What, in my trading life at all, ever? Well, in earlier days, I have been less experienced, tilted, and blue accounts. Yeah, absolutely, I have. I'd be a liar if I said I haven't. Just coming on 3 years, Coach Berry. Thanks for the question. Hope you're well. Why is that stuck? There we go. God, trading view's taking a while today. Took 11 seconds then for refresh. There's nothing wrong with the speed. So we've got our previous hour low here. If we're going to break through our queue, we need to see our traffic lights change. Still failing to break this Q zone. No, I don't do a lot of it based on how I feel, mate. It's going to need to get through if we're going to carry on. Thanks for subscribing, Coach Berry. Appreciate it. Winning rate question mark. It's such a broad question, mate. In regards to what? Time of day? What pair? Personal? Back tested? Live? Well, I haven't actually sat and gone. Not from specifically only what I've taken live. No, I don't know. Overall, it's about 69%. So not an area we want to sit in. Sitting trailing in the middle of the queue. Might as well put it on because it's killing the price action. At least we can see why. There we go. If you ever wanted a great example, though, of why I don't trade directly into the queue like that, there's a great example. Admittedly, it was a sell and I was only looking for longs, but price actions, crap. So I did say we'd have a little look at big money, so I will. So our big money indicator, nice and simplistic in how it operates. This is completely free, by the way, guys. You can download this for absolutely nothing. So have a little look at our... All we do is we're just marking up highs and lows. See, we're holding this big money area. So these are zones that institutional money is looking to get fair value. Look at our impulse. Swing in and tap. There's a lovely trade out of that big money zone. So the key bit really for me is, are buyers holding or are sellers holding? Low to the high. Let's go this full impulse. There's nothing definitive at the minute, is there? It's awful. So we can get a close below. We have had a flicker here on our traffic lights. We've got orange. So even though price has stayed around the same area, the trend is weakening. Looks like we could get below our Q. What I really want to see is something definitive rather than sideways. So we can get a close below. That would be nice. Just failed to take the Q zone again. Nice big push up. If we could get above our 1 hour alpha zone, I'd be happy. Okie doke. It's alright, mate. Just hoping we get a decent trade today. Being really vigilant, sticking to my rules. See if we can mark up. Yeah. See, look, this impulse. Let me just make sure I'm on two. I'm on 1, not here, and I'm going to need to be on 2. Push up, push down. It's just not holding any of them, which is so rare. So we had the big push up here, of which it's, where is it there? Full impulse. No. No. Big money's not telling me anything on this one, and I've not said that very often. Right, let's have a little look. See what ES is doing. Obviously going to be similar, but have a look at gold. Gold's been beautiful. Signals have been very nice. I'm not looking at the Q as much with gold. Traffic lights are red. Okay, good. So we're getting something a bit more definitive. Pushing up towards our 1 hour alpha zone. If we could just get straight through it, that would save the hassle of ricocheting around in this for the next half an hour, which can happen. But it could just ricochet. We can often get this, whether it's from an hourly and a daily to a Q and a daily, an hourly and a Q, or daily and a Q. It just bounce around. What's everyone else trading today? So we're an hour in. Beautiful day today. It's awful when I woke up. I hope it stays like that. I hate bad weather. Let's have a look. Nope, it's going to be shite this afternoon. Saturday be dry though. So we've got no gap on the Q. Everywhere. Filming again. Yeah, a lot of film companies, TV companies filming here. Tap on the Q. Come on, let's get back above the hourly. Our traffic lights have gone back green. So really, want to get above here. Buy signal. Let's go. Let's have a little look at. So we've got Asia high. I'd say I fancy a bullish day, which I do. But if I'm being honest, if we go back to the last week's worth of days, this is just, it's absolutely fucking awful. So you just can't call the markets at the minute. Good for you, Alex. Good for you. You do you, man. You do you. We are well and truly wedged in between the hourly and the Q. So we are just going to have to be patient. Out of curiosity, what was your profitable trade? Sorry, what do you mean, what was my profitable trade? I haven't taken one yet this morning. Is that the QQQ? Is that the QQQ future what candle? We're getting a little bit lost in translation because I don't understand your question either. Elaborate for me, guys. What was my most profitable trade? You know what? That's a question nobody has ever asked me. Nothing major. I've not been a massive over risker, to be fair. Maybe a couple of grand, 2.5, when I was trading Euro USD, and it's because I held and held and held, but nothing heavy. Definitely don't understand what you mean. This is the QQQ, yes. Well, the QQQ is a ticker; it's a separate chart, but this is a representation of the what we call the QQQ, the Q zone. This blue box, that QQQ close is a representation of where the Q closed overnight. So what it allows us to do is, let me just clean it up though. Allows us to do is to see when the Q opens whether there is a gap, and because very often you'll find that price will try and fill that gap. And yes, on futures, yeah. Okay, this is more like it. So we are about to take, if we take that high, which we now have, which is great. And we're getting a buy signal on that. It's a big candle, so it's not ideal. So I use a stop order for entry. So I'm not in yet. The reason being is I want volume to push us through. And also, we've only just wicked that high. So I want to see it to push through this. But if we get a push through, then great. We're bullish on our alpha zone. We're bullish on our Q. We're bullish on our alpha zone, 1 hour alpha zone trend. And we have been for the last third hour. There we go. So that's me in. So I put my stop below the swing low here. And I'm going to aim for 1R. Let's fucking go. When was that? That's 25, 111, 25. Trade move being slow again. 15 seconds that time. Asia high is very close to the 1R. So I'm going to go 1R. And the reason I'm going to go 1R is because if it doesn't want to take Asia high, it will get close and then reject. And I've been burned with that before. Let's see. The important levels indicator. Max algo important levels. That gives me Asia highs, the Q, gap, London low, previous hour low. All the session highs and lows, yep. Come on, Nasdaq. Let's get moving. The link that's pinned, it's all in there. The link that's pinned at the top, important levels, is in there. It's one of the indicators that comes with it. Expected it may take a minute after entry due to the fact that it was such a big impulse up to get through the 1 hour, which it was going to need to be. A little bit of messing around and then hopefully continuation. Hopefully. Might just get a little tap into the 1 hour. We've got 16 minutes until our new hour, which will be our new 4 hour as well, I think, if I'm right. Our new 4 hour candle. Yep. So 15 minutes left until our new 4 hour candle. They can have a big bearing on price. Getting a little push down. What we want to see is a rejection. Trading view is so slow today. It's doing my head in. What's that? 07275. Let's make sure my stop is right. Yeah. See if we can get a push up out of that. Don't really want to be going below the 1 hour alpha zone. Not after we took so long to get through it. ATR is so low. I'm at 3 then. Not liking the look of this as much anymore. See if we can hold this zone. So see how long it takes for the new candle. There we go. New one. We're just going to wait. Trading view. You're just going to keep being a tosser. So 8, 9, 10. 16 seconds it was. Ridiculous. ATR of 2. My God. You better hold and fucking rock it now then. So don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the button. Addy, welcome. No, not a short for me on NQ. Not yet. Got my alpha zones are bullish. Trend, the traffic lights are green. But you called it. Well, you might be right, Addy. You might be right. Because mine is not playing out the way I wanted. I don't short into the queue. Because this happens. And it fights it. And fights it and fights it and fights it. But now we've come below the 1 hour alpha zone. Don't like it at all anymore. Really wanted to stay above this. Price has been absolute garbage. Well, if mine's going to lose, Addy, I hope yours wins, buddy. Yep, there we go. Might just end up being the one loss for me today. This looks like what we're getting. But we will live to fight another day. That's us. There we go. That's me out. Go on, Addy. Where's your target, mate? So we're back into the queue. Frustrating. Let's see. Yeah, which if it breaks below now, I'd expect it will. I was more confident on the fact that it had taken the high the previous hour and the high that it failed to take before, but so we might get another rejection out of this queue like we did before. So we've got 2 minutes until our new 4-hour candle. And what is going to be a new hour opening bearish in the trend. Just coming on 3 years, Addy. So our traffic lights are going red. Nice if we can get a break below this now. Look at that rejection again. I hate trading around the queue. Hate it. Yeah, I know. But this is we've done this the whole time. I mean, the Q zone holds. So it's not just this particular one, but this Q zone has held multiple times, as we see every single day. It's an area to contend with. So our trend on our 1 hour alpha zone is bearish because it's come down. Obviously, the state hasn't changed. It's not taken this. So put our wick in. So we're going to push down. Even that, though, for an open of a new 4 hour is pitiful. Come on, let's get a drop. Fucking Q, man. Let's see if it breaks. tapping back up. Just testing it up the candle, or test it up that wick. Fucking trading view today, so slow. There we go. Come on. We've got a bearish 1 hour alpha zone. We need to get below our Q, which is still holding. Our traffic lights are not in line yet. It's fighting with our 1 hour. So from an hourly candle probability structure, it's going to be a bullish hour. 70% chance of the low being put in the first 20 minutes. Failed to take that again though. Quick check on gold. Oh, it's a nice trade on gold, that. It's just too late. New hour alpha zone opens below. Changes the state as well. Sell signal. Boom. What a trade. Don't want to look at it. Just going to wick up again. New high. We're only 11 minutes in. If it is going to be a bearish hour, statistically that could be our high. Failed to come and close above. It's just holding it. We're back above our Q. Not even testing the Q here. Come on, get above. Are we going to get a close above and push? Well, it didn't close above, but it's a bit better getting above the hour. That's better. What do you mean, are we into bearish time? I don't know what you mean, buddy. cracking rejection out the queue though. Straight away. Tap and test and then go. It's not having any fun for me, this. It's coming back into the top of the queue again. Fucking hell. I don't want any trades in this area, I'm being honest. So 16 minutes, as I said. Expectation is that the high or the low will be in the first 20. Which doesn't always play out, but there is a 70% chance. So we come and take this low. Then I expect it to go through. Equally, if this goes now, I'm expecting us to go bullish. That's to the tick. Right then. We're pushing back through the hour. It's whether or not it rejects and carries on. Or whether we're going to close below the hour again. Oh, well. This is just not fun price action at all. Not when we're stuck here on this queue. Can't get through it. Doesn't want to go up. Pretty much sums it up. Need something explosive, I think. What we got on this? 20 seconds. Holy chop, Batman. It's a solid close above. It's going to take the high. So we've got two green traffic lights. Our alpha zones, though, the state is still bullish. The trend is bearish. Excuse me. So we have had a buy signal, but our alpha zone trend is bearish. State's still bullish. We're taking the puns, are we? Straight to the previous hour. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, the trade would be straight into the previous hour alpha zone. Alpha zones are bearish. It's not the right trade. Which it doesn't look like it's going to go on for that anyway. I'm just going to look back in this chop. Just this awful, literally the whole time we've been on. So we took one trade, which was a loss. And our alpha zone has opened bearish, so it's keeping us out taken along. If we're being vigilant, which we should be. And we can't get through the queue. For shorts. Right, guys, I'm not going to sit live in the chop anymore. We'll come back on tomorrow. Hopefully you can grab yourselves a trade. I'll catch you later, guys. Don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back on in the morning. Have a good one.